Hello and welcome guys, I'm Supersnarff and I'm going to teach you and show you how to play a Demon Hunter and current content in PvP. So here today, basically what we got is some background on me, my Demon Hunter. Love this tune, it's super fun, I really enjoy it. It's probably, in my opinion, one of the best classes right now in PvP. It definitely will and can almost kill any class. I mean, I think the only thing it really has an issue fighting is a Warlock. But who can't not have problems with Warlocks? They hit you for 400k in 3 seconds. So, you know, that being said, Demon Hunters rock. I don't know what else to tell you other than that they're great. So, some background info on my Demon Hunter. I started playing and pretty much started playing the first day that Legion came out with my Demon Hunter. Fire Medic's my tune. Probably been through 2 or 3 different variants of it. Playing on Alliance and then swapping back to Horde and vice versa. So going further with that, I've played Havoc, Vengeance, all the way up to 1900 in RBGs. I've hit Rival several times on my character since Legion came out. Haven't really tried pushing farther, but because I got so many other tunes I play. But this one's probably one of my favorite in Arena because it's so fast. It's got pretty good versatility and CC, crowd control, including interrupts and just extreme amounts of burst damage. Um, Currently for PvE, I'm 2200 on my Raider IO score, and I'm planning to keep pushing. Also, my tune right now is 477 overall item level. So, going further, that just kind of gives you a basis to judge where you see my gear and what I can use compared to what someone brand new might be able to use and not. I'll be able to kind of go further into detail later in the video. So, let's get rolling here. This is my character, Fire Medic. I have 480 all the way across for my Azerite pieces. The main things that you're going to need to know that you need in Arena is Furious Gaze. That Azerite trait gives you an increasingly insane amount of freaking haste. Haste is massive. It gives you that burst damage. It's consistent. Your character is freaking punching everything in the face at a million miles an hour, and you're doing stupid amounts of damage. So you try to have it on every single piece you can to keep stacking that effect. With mine, it's probably about 3,700, 3,700 is what it procs at when everything's rocking and rolling on an I-beam. Your I-beam is just one of your major damage abilities that casts. It can be interrupted, but if you get a full cast on it, you're going to chunk someone's health down dramatically. Another thing you're going to want to check out is Resolving Blades. It just adds dots to your Blade Dance ability, which I'll go further into that in here in a minute. Now, another thing you're going to definitely recommend needing that I'm thinking is very important. You're going to need is Chaotic Transformation. Your Demon's Bite, which is one of your main just spam abilities, which generates your Fury and makes you do damage. It deals an additional 1500 damage on hit. It also, whenever you're activating it, Metamorphosis, it will reduce your cooldown. Um, which is just super cool. It basically makes so you can do it again. Metamorphosis, I-beam, do more damage. It's awesome. So I'm going to show you guys what pieces of gear I have my Gushing Wounds on. So overall, I have a base corruption of 125. Corruption resistance is 96 on this character, and I have 29 total corruption. So I still do get the ring where it does, slow you. So I have it on my bracers. Actually, let me put on Ziskia. Sorry. I do have it on my bracers on this piece. I have it on my gloves. I do not have it on my belt because I'd be running too much corruption. Got it on my legs. I have it on my boots, and I have it on both rings. Now the next major important piece of corruption I would recommend is the slapper, your urgent caress. You try to get at least 2 of these. I've just been unfortunate and not lucky um, to get a second one. Now what it does is 24,000 shadow damage, guys. Just slaps the guy in the face for 24k, and it snares them for 30%. If you have 2 of these, they actually have independent procs, so they can both proc at the same time, which is very important to doing burst damage. Now, with Gushing Wounds, what that does, and this ability stacks, it's 12,054 damage over 7 seconds. Times that by 6. That's how much damage it's doing when it procs. I also highly recommend getting this trinket on any difficulty Writhing Segment of Dresgath. Gives you agility, and it just does a huge AoE physical damage. Mine is 105k, so that's one of the lowest grade other than LFR. The next majorly important trinket I would highly recommend is the remote guidance device. Gives a pretty solid base of agility, and it hits the target, explodes, and does damage to nearby enemies as well. Normally I'll hit a target about 100 to 150k with somebody with one of these. It's extremely important. Both of these trinkets are just very crucial to burst DPS. Now, the next thing that you're going to for sure need in Arena is to make sure that you have the epic version of Breath of Dying. You can get this by farming your echoes and being able to buy it if you've already unlocked it on a main character. Something that's extremely important. It does stupid amounts of damage, guys. Extreme amounts. I've hit people for 150k plus in arenas with this. Just slaps them, crushes their health, and if you actually kill them with this ability, it recharges where you can use it again. Very important, super beneficial. I would highly recommend it. The next thing I use, and other people maybe not use this, I like it because it does 3% overall damage, is Condensed Life Force. It impales target, causing a little bit of fire damage, probably about 23k, and it adds 3% damage to them for 6 seconds. That's huge. It keeps refreshing every time you hit them. The next thing I'm also using is Conflict and Strife. That versatility stack is massive, guys. Also, being being the victim of a loss of control movement impairing effect also grants you the stack. I mean, it's huge. Like, it gives you more versatility when you get CC'd. What would you not want with that? Versatility is one of your main things to do damage. Now, the last very important thing is going to be your Vision of Perfection. This reduces your cooldown of your Metamorphosis by 25% and increases your versatility by 110. Also, when your Metamorphosis is activated, you heal immediately for 5% of your maximum health. That's big, especially if Demon Hunters are mostly leech guys. So it's very important to have those. I'll go further and make a different video for my Mythic Plus build, but so don't worry about these other essences. Those are the main ones you need to worry about for being successful in PvP, guys. So the other item I'm going to recommend, where is it? Is your cloak, guys. This is the most crucial piece to be able to use corruption at all. So first of all, you have to do the quest chain, you have to unlock it, you have to go through it. It takes like an hour, I get it, it's not that fun. But once you unlock it, you need to get this cloak to 15 as fast as possible. You can spend echoes, you can use your visions, you can have your friends hopefully carry you and get you some pieces of gear. I do that on my stream. I do giveaways of 4 masks, sometimes 5 masks, depending on how high the person's cloak is and what they're able to do. This is the only way, once you get it to 15, that you're going to be able to increase your corruption resistance to where that you can wear more corruption and do more damage and be more beneficial to yourself and the damage output you can produce. The cool thing about it is obviously the more corruption you have, whenever you get to a certain point, if you're running over 40, you have an ability where you can go immune to it for 6 seconds after rank 12. And you get actually rank 6, you get that, and then rank 12, you get the proc where it does 3,300 agility. That's massive, guys. That's pretty much a trinket that's on your cloak. I mean, I don't know what else anyone else would need other than that. So, now that we've gone over the gear, we've gone over personal experience, here's some achievements to show you guys exactly what I've been talking about. 1900, I've been 2K before in the past, just not on this character. Been 1900, been rival several times. Things that you're going to need to understand for PvP, guys. When you're fighting rogues, right? Rogues are going to be one of the harder things that you're going to kill because they can get away from you. If they get the re-stealth, it's super hard to actually kind of come back from it unless if you get the jump on them. You're going to need to be using your Spectral Sight as much as possible to try to get the jump on them to not let them sap you. Another thing I'm going to recommend, guys, is you're in prison. If they're trying to run away from you, imprison them. That goes with pretty much any melee class that tries to kite you. It is very important because that lets you get to them in your own range as fast as possible. Another thing you guys need to for sure know about is darkness. What this does, darkness summons darkness around you within 8-yard radius, granting friendly targets a 20% chance to avoid all damage guys, all damage from an attack for 8 seconds. You drop that when anyone's doing their burst on you, there's a very good chance you're not going to take damage. Also, if you're using Blur, it increases your chance to dodge by 50% and reduces all damage taken by 35% by 10 seconds, or for 10 seconds. That's massive, guys. I mean, if you have someone blowing you up and you pop both of those, you're pretty much not going to be moving in your health. Like, your health's not going to go down. Two things for PvP talents that I highly recommend that people use. I really like Rain from Above. Whenever I'm fighting anybody who has a chance to run away from me, or um, I need to do extreme amounts of damage in a quick amount of time where I'm also having to hide and run up in the air to get out of way from getting blown up. If you use this ability, mine hit between 30 and 45k every hit, and you can spam that ability until you fall out of the sky. Another ability for long arena matches, like with your pretty much going to be on a healer the whole time, is going to be Mana Rift. Basically, using this, it drains their mana. Because in those long games, guys, I mean, literally, it might just come down to your healer outlasting the other healer if you guys are pretty evenly matched. Finally, going off of the imprisonment, you're going to need the ability called Detainment. So it imprisons your PvP duration and increases your ability by 2 seconds, and targets become immune to damage, healing while imprisoned. You know, they can't do anything. So you can't, your healer on the other team cannot heal them while they're detained. So that's massive for you. So if you have someone at super low health and they try to bubble to immune their damage, if you detain them, they're not able to be healed. So you're negating that entire factor of their survival. Two other abilities that are extremely crucial when fighting casters. Eye of Leothras. Guys, I can't stress this enough. If you have a Shadow Priest, a Warlock, or a Mage, if you cast this ability on them, I promise you, if you are targeting the other target and you don't even touch them, they will pretty much kill themselves with these abilities. It is insane how much damage this one talent does if the healer on the other team does not dispel it, or they cannot dispel them themselves. Um, more times than I can count, I've been training a healer, trying to just damage it and kill it as fast as possible, and this ability pretty much has almost killed their other teammate, and they just can't even keep them both up because of the cleave damage. It's awesome. Hey Dylan, give me just 1 second, brother. And reverse magic, guys. Basically, this ability is super crucial. Removes all harmful magical effects from yourself and all nearby allies within 10 yards and sends them back. I mean, it literally, if you have a guy polymorph, your teammate, you hit that, it's going to polymorph the mage. It's major. Guys, those abilities are so cool. One other thing too you can also change out with Mana Rift is Cover of Darkness. So if you're fighting two melee teams or double DPS, it increases your chance for you and your allies to avoid damage while within the darkened effect by 50%. So it stacks. That means you're up 70% reduction. I mean, it's crazy. Talents I'm going to tell you should highly pick are going to be your Demonic Appetite, Immolation Aura, Trail of Ruin, Soul Rending, First Blood, Fell Eruption, and Demonic. Demonic's the ability where if you're using it, literally, if you high beam, you turn into a demon. It's super awesome. I can't stress enough, that's going to be your other thing too. That gives you your Furious Gaze that I was telling you guys about. All that haste, and you're a demon, so you're crushing things and doing super amounts of damage. Other thing to get out of like kind of oh crap moments when you're getting bursted, if you have Vengeful Retreat, and removes all snares and vaults you away. So guys, it if you hit someone with it, you're also going to snare their speed by 70%. So they can't run away from you. It's a win-win. Then you just jump back in with Fel Rush, you're damaging them, and you're catching up to them in like half a second. Finally, guys, the last thing I want to talk about is Consume Magic. It's very beneficial for when you and your teammate are trying to go through and purge a shaman, get a bop off, get a combustion off, something. You can purge a super beneficial ability and just take it off the other person. It's gone. They can't do anything about it. That ability has won dozens of games against paladins, and it is very important, and I really, really like it. Guys, the other thing I recommend installing is going to be an add-on called Weak Auras. There's a string I found that I really like. me go to it for you. Add-ons, system. Then you're going to go to interface, add-ons. You're going to hit weak auras. Or just do /WA. That works too. And guys, the one I use is Demon Hunter AFENARUI. Guys, it has all these cool stuff pop up in the middle of your abilities. So it's got Vengeful Retreat, it's got your Immolation Aura, Glaive Throw, Metamorphosis Cooldown, everything you could possibly want in the middle of your screen to help benefit your character. Makes it easier to not have to stare at your keyboard while you're doing stuff and showing your cooldowns. Guys, if you have any questions, please comment below. I'm going to leave my character's armory in the link below. Also, I'm going to drop down some add-ons showing you what I use, what interface, and what macros I use for some focus target. If you guys need anything, please comment below. And this is Supersnarff. You guys have a safe rest of your night.